Three, two, one.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our freshman orientation. My name is Joseph Mill, and I'm the principal at Freeport High School. I'm excited to start off the year here with you, hoping to make your 4 years here at the high school successful, healthy, and safe. I know since March it has not been easy, and we have faced many challenges and obstacles along the way. I know together we'll get through this stronger than before. At this time, I would like to introduce our superintendent of schools to say a few words, Dr. Kuncham.
Thank you, Principal Mill, and good morning. Good morning. Good morning to the class of 2024. How is everyone doing? I know I can't hear you, but I'm hopeful and I'm sure that you're positive, uplifted, doing the very best you can under the circumstances. But I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to welcome you, and we can't wait to see you all on September 8th. Most of you in person on September 8th and September 9th, and others will stay connected virtually. I want to make sure that you're all doing well, and I just want to say that our high school has been working extremely hard to make sure that our reopening plan is in place to serve you in every way possible we can, either in person or virtually, giving you the best educational experiences. So please make sure that you take advantage of all the programs, all the services, all the courses that Freeport High School has to offer. I've often described Freeport High School as a place to be, a magical place, giving you world-class opportunities. So take advantage of it. Ninth grade is a very important year. Make sure that you give every day 100%. Looking forward to see you all, or most of you, on September 8th and September 9th. Stay well, be safe, and wishing you and your families a wonderful school year. Back to Principal Mello.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kuncham. As Dr. Kuncham expressed, yes, we as an organization have worked extremely hard to get this reopening plan and make Freeport High School what it is, a magical place. But we can't do it without our Board of Education. I'd like to introduce, I'd just like to introduce the Board of Education. Without their support, none of this can happen. We have Mr. Ernest J. Kite, he's our president, Vilma Lancaster, vice president, Ronald J. Ellaby, trustee, Maria Jordan Awan, trustee, and Gabriela Castillo, trustee. Thank you to them, allowing us to do what we need to do and the support and all the resources that we have here to make Freeport High School what it is. I'd also like to thank again the Central Administration under the leadership of Dr. Kuncham, our Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Gloria Engel, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Alice Kane, our Assistant Superintendent for Educational and Administrative Services, Mr. Salvatore Cambia, our Assistant Superintendent for Business, and Mr. Benjamin Roberts, our Assistant Superintendent for Personnel and Special Projects. Without their help and support, none of this can happen. So I want to thank them personally as well. We have a very informative presentation with many people on the panel that have a wealth of information. So I'm excited to start this, but before we get the presentation, I'd like to introduce some of the individuals on the panel that I have not introduced. From our high school administration, Ms. Emma Perdomo, she's our Director of Guidance.
Good morning, everyone.
Our 12th grade assistant principal, Miss Glennie Pena.
Good morning.
Our 11th grade assistant principal, Miss Wendy Hayes.
Good morning, everyone.
Our 10th grade assistant principal, Miss Maribel Maya.
Good morning, everyone.
And most importantly, to our freshman class, your 9th grade assistant principal, Mr. Campiglia.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome.
He'll be with you for 4 years. He will start with you and he will graduate with you. From our school-based health center, I'd like to introduce these outstanding individuals who help with Freeport High School and the services that our students need. And I'm very proud to have them as part of our building. Miss Anika Hippolyte is the school-based health center practice manager. Diana Suarez, school-based health center medical assistant. Sherry Grant, our senior outreach coordinator. Miss Gina Galante. From Freeport High School, our new lead nurse, Mr. Seth Patton. Our athletic director, Mr. John Bloom.
Good morning, everybody.
Our science director, Dr. Vincent Ferrara. Our social studies chairperson, P-Tech, dual enrollment, jack of all trades, master of everything, Mr. Josh Levitt.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, so that kind of gets everybody and the introductions that we need to do. So I'd also like to thank Alice Pereira. He's our host and MC, and he helps us tremendously with many ends of data and the technology piece. So thank you, Alice. So we can start our presentation. There'll be a Q&A that you guys can type in questions. We'll answer as we go. And whatever we can't get to in the time, we'll respond back to you via email, and we'll make sure all those questions that you need to know are answered. So, sit back, enjoy the presentation, and any questions you have, write them down. Whatever you don't think of, send me directly, or Mr. Campiglia, your 9th grade assistant principal. Okay. Our remote model and synchronous instruction at Freeport High School. Once again, as we have discussed in many presentations, it's a hybrid model. We'll be logging on into their classes through Google Meets on days that you are not scheduled for in-person instruction, Monday through Thursday. This means you'll be getting 4 days of teacher-directed instruction, 2 in person and 2 remotely. Remote students will log into their classes Monday through Thursday. Students will receive 4 days of teacher-directed instruction. The instructional models for FHS, the hybrid model, as we had stated, in-person remote learning. Cohort 1 on your schedule, it'll say Team 1, which is in-person at FHS on Mondays and Wednesdays. The alpha split is as follows, last name A through Lopez Villalobos. Cohort 2 on Team 2, in-person at FHS on Tuesdays and Thursdays, last name Laura through the letter Z. Most importantly, students are to follow the assigned cohort or team on their schedule. The remote learning model is fully remote learning, and it's requested by the parents, and we accommodate your requests.
As you can see, this is an example of a student schedule. At the top, you will see it says Team 1 in person Monday and Wednesday. Which is cohort 1. If you are a part of cohort 2 or Team 2, it would say in person Tuesday and Thursday. This is a bell schedule that we have. It is a new bell schedule from this year compared to last year with COVID. We do have the same start time and the same end time, but students will be receiving breakfast 4th period. It will be delivered to them, and they will receive a grab and go lunch at dismissal time on their way out of the building. And we have provided extra time for students to move from one period to the next. There's a 7-minute time period where they have time to walk from one class to the other. Ms. Pena?
Hi, everyone. Facilities at Freeport High School. Freeport High School is following the Department of Health, CDC, and New York State guidelines for hygiene and sanitation. We have water filling stations available and accessible for the use of reusable water bottles. We encourage that the students bring in their own water bottles so that they can refill at the stations. Bathrooms, in order to ensure that the safety of all, ensure the safety of all students, masks are required throughout the building and while they're using the restrooms. Emergency drills will be conducted with social distancing procedures. The use of dividers for identified areas are being put in place just to make sure that everyone keeps that social distance portion. Arrival and dismissal procedures. We will have 3 entry points that will be used where students will be required to scan in and have their temperatures taken before entering the building. 3 exit points will be used for students at dismissal with the assistance of their classroom teacher. As you can see here, this is an example of a socially distanced classroom at FHS. Most rooms go from 10 to 15 student desks, depending on the size of the classroom. Everything is socially distanced at 6 feet apart, going back and going to the side, giving the teacher as well some space in the front. Transportation. So students should not ride the bus if he or she presents symptoms of COVID-19. Students must wear a mask or face covering on the bus. Students who do not have a mask or face covering must be provided a mask, and we will have those for them. Students who are medically unable to tolerate a mask or face covering may not be denied transportation. Siblings or students in the same household will be asked to share a seat, and students who do not comply with the rules or the protocols will be revoked from their ridership privileges. Seth?
Thank you. Welcome, class of 2024. The school nurses this year will be doing things a little bit differently. So let's look. Unless the student or staff member has a documented pre-existing condition that causes symptoms, the student or staff member must be evaluated and cleared by a health practitioner before returning to school. Nurses will be collecting information on a COVID-19 contact tracer form. This information will be relayed to the Nassau County Health Department. Student health information is protected under federal law, so legally we can't discuss the status of a student or staff member's condition with parents or other staff members. If you were exposed to a positive case of COVID-19, you will be contacted by the New York State Health Department.
Usually we're all sitting together so we can nudge each other when it's time to go, and usually that's me, but we'll work through this. Go ahead, Seth. Sorry to interrupt.
Thank you. Students should not report to school if they're feeling ill or have symptoms of COVID-19. And our school nurses this year will be very conservative in their assessment of staff and children for COVID-19. Currently, the CDC lists the following as symptoms for COVID-19. This includes fevers or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting or diarrhea. Now, these symptoms that I've just read sound like every other childhood illness that we've all experienced, but this year it's different. This year, we're going to have to send children home when they have any of these signs or symptoms, and they're going to have to go and see their doctor or practitioner to get cleared before they come back. That practitioner may require testing and other measures to ensure that everybody's safe. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. As Mr. Mill mentioned, the School-Based Health Center, we're here to present and introduce to you the School-Based Health Center. The Freeport High School is very lucky to have a school-based health center to provide services to students. So we want to talk to you a little bit about who we are and what we do at the School-Based Health Center. So school-based health centers are medical health centers within the high school. They help students manage the illnesses during the school day. Because of the location, school-based health centers are an easy healthcare option for busy students with busy parents who cannot make it into their doctor's office. There are many benefits of having a school-based health center. For one, it promotes good physical and mental health. It prevents illness leading to disability and hospitalization, prevents diabetes and helps manage asthma and other chronic conditions. It decreases school absences, promotes positive behavior and oral and reproductive health, improves behavior and school learning environment, and improves barriers to care, which could be transportation, lack of insurance, confidential services, and language. Oh, I can't see all of it. Okay, so did you know there's a health center in your high school? Well, there is. Some of the services that we provide are annual physicals, sport physicals, and physicals for working card authorizations. We also provide immunizations and seasonal vaccines, such as flu vaccines. We provide patient education and health promotion, mental health services for behavioral health, and we also allow for walk-ins for 6 students and on-site STD screening and treatment. We are located right next to your nursing office, and we will be open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The school-based health center is staffed with a nurse practitioner at Freeport High School. It's Gina Galante, who's here on the call with us, a social worker, and a medical assistant. To my right is Diana Juarez. So for school-based health centers, you can either make an appointment or during the day, or you can walk in if you're not feeling well. Usually you would speak to the nurse, and then they would transfer you over to us when they indicate that you need to be seen. There are no co-pays at the school-based health centers. We do not ask you to pay in the health center. If you do have insurance, we will bill your insurance. If you do not have insurance, we will still see you. And we will also work with the student and the family to try to get insurance, because as you know, every child in New York State is eligible for health insurance. At the school-based health center, you can still stay with your primary care provider. So if you have a provider outside, you can continue to see them. We do not replace this primary care provider. We just provide additional support while you're in school. So in order to receive services, you must enroll into the program. In order to enroll, your parent or guardian must complete consent forms and have it returned to the health center or the nursing office. If you are over 18, you can fill out the form for yourself. Consents will be available at the high school or the nursing office, or it is now available on our website at lifqhc.com. If you are a patient of one of our main health centers, you can also enroll in the school-based health center through the consent process. The school-based health center will be extremely helpful during this pandemic that we are having. We will provide rapid COVID testing if you are not feeling well and you are suspected to be showing symptoms of COVID. We are also going to provide telehealth services for those that are unable to come in, but we will also have in-person appointments. We'll provide plenty of education on COVID prevention. And I can't see that last bullet. I don't remember it.
Mental health services.
Okay, mental health services. And then lastly, we just want to thank you all for allowing us to present and introduce the school-based health center. We hope that you can stop by and even just take a tour or meet us. And we also want to thank you for the Westbury High School for allowing us to provide services to the high school. Sorry, Freeport High School.
We'll let you slide that you called us Westbury. No, they are an invaluable resource to all of our students, and we are very blessed and thankful to have them. They're caring, and hardworking, and they're just a wonderful asset to our team and our organization. So I just want to thank you guys personally.
Okay, again, I am Mr. Campiglia. I just want to say to all parents, guardians, and students who are watching us, I know it's a very challenging and unique time for us here at the high school, and especially for you parents and for you students, considering you're coming into a new building. And I just want you to know we are working very hard here to get everything set up for you, to make everything as comfortable as possible and safe as possible for all. Okay, so let's talk about attendance. Now, good attendance is a key component for academic success. Now, this attendance is not just in the building, but also virtually. So please always make sure you're attending your classes virtually when you're not in the building. It is very important to be prepared and punctual. Parents and guardians need to notify the school on the day of the absence or lateness and provide a written excuse upon the student's return to school. If a written note is not received within 5 days, the absence or lateness will automatically be recorded as unexcused. If a student fails a course and has 10 or more unexcused absences per semester, or 20 for the entire school year, they will not be entitled to attend summer school to make up that course.
Dr. Pereira?
Mike, you want to step in?
Speak up on the science department's behalf. So for the 9th grade, you would be studying many of you will be taking living environment or living environment honors. 10th grade, it would be earth science or chemistry honors. 11th grade, it would be chemistry or AP physics or AP chemistry. And for your senior year, 12th grade, it will be physics or AP physics or AP physics calculus or AP chemistry. Okay, let's continue with science here at the high school. We offer 7 AP classes in science. Students can participate in US physics and chemistry Olympiads. Students can conduct science research in a well-equipped science research laboratory here under the supervision of Mr. Ed Irwin, a fantastic teacher. Collaborators including beyond Freeport High School, we have Brookhaven National Laboratory, Hofstra University, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, St. Louis College of Pharmacy, Rockefeller University, Cradle of Aviation Museum, and Cornell University. And in addition, we have some professionals coming in from universities, from the science field, for bi-monthly science seminars. So students can have some direct contact with people in the field if they have any interest in focusing on those areas when they go to college or universities.
Good morning. The counselors are very excited to welcome you to the high school. They will be an integral part of your child's success here. The counselors will follow your child for 4 years. So they are going to be the person that you contact for all of the problems or all the successes that you would like to share with us. They are assigned by last name, and as you can see by the chart, students with last names A through CA will be assigned to Mr. Angelo. CAL through FR are going to be assigned to Ms. Freeman. F through LEG are assigned to Ms. Ryan. LEI to NU, the counselor will be Ms. McCormack. O to RQ is Ms. Hilario. R through Z will be Ms. Ramos. ELL students and FEL students will have 2 counselors assigned to them who are bilingual. They are Ms. Tapia, A through L, and L through Z will be assigned to Ms. Rosemary Garcia. Students are required to accumulate 22 credits throughout their 4 years here at the high school. The way that the counselors assign or schedule students is that we anticipate all students will graduate with the Regents Diploma with advanced designation. So students are required to take 4 credits of English, 4 credits of social studies, 3 credits of science, 3 credits of math, 3 credits of foreign language, a half a credit of health, 1 credit of art or music, 2 credits of physical education, and 1.5 credits of electives. Once again, these will be over 4 years, and every year your child will be receiving a pass to review exactly what it is that they have this year, how many credits they have, how many exams they have, and what the plan is for the following year, so that every year your child knows exactly where they stand. In addition to the 22 credits that a child needs to graduate, there are also required state exams. These are the Regents exams. Depending on the number of Regents exams that a child successfully completes, that will determine the diploma that a child gets. As I stated before, we schedule everybody for an advanced Regents diploma. So they will have to pass the English Regents, 3 Math Regents exams, 2 Science Regents exams. One of them has to be the Living Environment exam. 2 Social Studies Regents exams, which is the Global and the U.S. History, and the Checkpoint B in their foreign language that they have chosen. In the event that your child is not able to pass all of the exams, they still have the option to receive a Regents diploma by passing 5 of the exams that are indicated on the chart. Freeport High School is very proud to announce that we offer pathways for our students. The pathways serve as an instrument for career exploration and research. It provides students the opportunity to identify their interests early on, beginning in the 9th grade. Its goal is to match these students' interests with their schedule of required elective courses. Students will in turn take classes which have meaning and value to them as a learner. Within these classes, they will explore careers which allow them to take their interests and strengths into the workforce and many employment opportunities within that field. They will learn of the training and education which allows them to access each level of that career field, from entry level with a diploma to top level positions requiring advanced training and higher education. So how does this work? We have identified all of these different pathways that your child may pursue. When they met with their counselors at DOD, they were able to identify a pathway and then choose corresponding courses that would lead them in that direction of their chosen pathway. These are the names of the pathways that your child is able to select from. Within each pathway, there are additional programs of study that a student can choose. So for example, if your child chooses to choose art, audio, visual, technology, and communication, they can choose a program of study that leads to visual arts, STEAM, band, and choir. Each pathway has the following components: the pathway courses, which would be their major subjects that are identified within that pathway for the 4 years. The related electives that your child could take. So the electives that we offer within the school are also identified for them so they could enroll in it. Career-related activities, those are the clubs that are offered, or the extracurricular activities that your child could join to learn more about the pathway. Dual enrollment credits that are offered. This would be in conjunction with Farmingdale University, which Mr. Levitt will speak about in a few minutes. The college majors that they can pursue for the pathway they have selected, and the careers that are associated with each pathway as well. Students are not required to stick with their pathway. So once they choose their pathway, if they determine that is not the route that they would like to pursue, when they meet with their counselor, they can discuss exploring a different pathway and changing their pathway for the following year. The goal is to just have them explore different careers and options that are available to them early on before they get to college. We look forward to meeting all of you. Thank you.
Good morning. As Ms. Perdomo just mentioned, I'm going to take a moment to discuss a great opportunity we have here at Freeport High School. It's called the Dual Enrollment Program. As you are probably aware, the costs of college are increasing year to year, and Freeport, through a partnership with SUNY Farmingdale, is offering an amazing opportunity to get college credit, accumulate college credit every year that you're at the high school for a cost of $75. This will begin when you walk in the high school in your Global 9 class. At the beginning of the year, you will have your teacher come to you and they will register you to pay for this course. And while you are sitting in that global history class, they will be teaching you both the New York State requirements as well as the requirements that are put forth by SUNY Farmingdale. These courses are going to be not just in your social studies classes, you will have opportunities in electives as well. So within that program, we also had at your middle school guidance counselors probably met with you or discussed with you the program called Smart Scholars. This program selects students that are interested in the program and gives them these dual enrollment courses for no cost. So students can accumulate up to 30 college credits throughout their high school career at no cost to you. Many of these credits are transferable. It's not just through SUNY Farmingdale. The credits can be transferred to any SUNY, CUNY, some out-of-state state schools, and some private universities as well. Some of the offerings here, as you can see, all the social studies classes that you are required to take, Global 9, Global 10, US History 11, participation in government, economics, are all available for dual enrollment credit. We also notice here that your electives, when you take these specific electives listed here, you'll have the opportunity to take those for college credit as well. So there is a tremendous opportunity to walk away from the high school with almost 2 years of college credit. One of our Smart Scholars program is particularly focused on computer programming. This program allows 50 students the opportunity to earn college credit through Farmingdale State College and is aligned to a bachelor's degree in computer programming. So if you are interested in anything to do with computer programming, this might be the program for you. As a freshman, you would start off the program with taking a History Global 1 course that you would get college credit for. Each summer, as you can see here on this course offering, you will be required to take courses as well. So that first summer, you would take Sociology 122. Your sophomore year forward, you would take a History and Global, and you would take the first computer science course called BCS 120. Each year, as you can see, it will focus more and more on those computer classes, and you will accumulate up to almost 40 college credits in this program.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jonathan Bloom. I'm the Director of Health Phys Ed Athletics. Welcome. So our athletic program, we have a history of tradition, excellence, obviously community pride. We have a student athlete philosophy, meaning student first. Our high school offers 40 teams. Of course, we're well known for our #1 ranked football team, who up to this season was 24-0, 2 consecutive Long Island championships. We'll also have a well-known nationally recognized cheer program and individual state champions in track, bowling, and rifle. As most of you have heard, as of yesterday, Nassau County made a very difficult decision to postpone fall sports until January of 2021. We need to stay positive. I'm hopeful that in January we'll be able to offer some type of extracurricular programming. The Section 8 plan, or Nassau County Athletic Plan, is to offer 3 compacted seasons beginning in January. So winter season would be basically January, February. It'd be a 9-week season followed by our fall sports, which would be March, April, and followed by our spring sports in May and June. Registration for all our athletic programs is on Family ID. You can find it by logging in. We are going to put a hold on our registrations at this point. So if you registered for a fall sport, be mindful that you probably will need to re-register once we have a better idea of how we'll proceed with the sports and when the seasons will be offered. Please follow us, since we're, a lot of the students will be remote, they'll be in it or every other day, and we won't have sports for this fall season. Please, we are going to try to stay connected with our student athletes and our families. Follow us on the Instagram below, Freeport Red Devils. We will try to provide content that's engaging and supports our student athletes. So for physical education, PE is going to look different this year, whether you're at home or in person. Health and safety is obviously going to be our top priority, but we realize that students are going to need to move. There's going to be limited opportunities to move throughout the day. So we do want to give them that opportunity. A lot of it will start off outside, giving them some activity breaks. Instruction will be geared towards individual fitness, lifetime wellness and health. Remote instruction will be student-centered and incorporate an SEL component and opportunities for synchronous and, of course, asynchronous learning. For our health program, the emphasis is going to be on accessing information, analyzing influence in personal communication, decision-making, goal setting, self-management, advocacy, and of course, stress management with our SEL program.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate all the information that you've presented. Before we start the tour, I just want to let everyone know that it's important that you get onto the parent portal for information. If you're having trouble gaining access to the portal, make sure you let Mr. Campiglia know, and he'll walk you through that so you can get a lot of the information immediately, so you don't have to wait for mailings. It's also critical that you listen to the robocalls, because we like to put a lot of our information on the Freeport Public Schools website under Freeport High School. We have our student letter there currently, which goes over all the guidelines for when students enter the building. So make sure you check that out. So we'll start the tour, and then we'll come back to Q&A and wrap it up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maribel Maya. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Freeport High School. On behalf of the Board of Education, Central Administration, Freeport High School Administration, teachers, staff, and students, I would like to welcome you to Freeport High School. I hope you enjoy your virtual tour of the building, and thank you very, very much. Please be advised that this tour will also be done in Spanish. Thank you. Hola a todos, mi nombre es Maribel Maya. Soy una de las subdirectoras aquí de Freeport High School. En nombre de la Junta de Educación, los administradores de la oficina central, la administración de esta escuela, los maestros y estudiantes, me gustaría darle la bienvenida a la escuela secundaria de Freeport. Espero que disfruten del recorrido virtual por la escuela. Y muchas gracias a todos. Bienvenidos. As you walk into Freeport High School, you will see we have the main lobby here where students will sign in each morning using their ID card and the kiosk machine. Esto es la entrada principal donde los estudiantes se registrarán cada mañana usando su tarjeta de identificación, usando la máquina aquí. As you walk in to the right, you will see we have the main office where you can find different forms, drop off books, lunch from parents. You can also leave a teacher a message in the teacher mailboxes. Mr. Mill, the principal, also has his office in this area, as well as Ms. Pena, one of the assistant principals. Say hello, everyone. Aquí tenemos la oficina principal donde pueden encontrar diferentes formularios, dejar libros, almuerzos de los padres para los estudiantes y también pueden dejar un mensaje a sus maestros. El señor Mill, que es el director de la escuela, también tiene su oficina en esta área, así como la subdirectora, la señora Peña. We have 2 floors here in Freeport High School. First, we will start by walking around the first floor. Tenemos 2 pisos en la escuela secundaria de Freeport. Primero comenzaremos caminando por el primer piso. Over to the left, when you walk in, we have our guidance wing. Aquí a la izquierda, cuando entran, tenemos la área de la consejería. The counselors help assist with schedules, college questions, and other concerns. You can also find job postings and college info or applications here as well. Los consejeros ayudan con los horarios, preguntas de la universidad y otras inquietudes. Aquí también pueden encontrar ofertas de trabajo y información y aplicaciones para la universidad. Down the hallway, After the guidance office, you will see Mr. Campiglia's office, which is one of our assistant principals. He will be the ninth grade assistant principal for the upcoming ninth graders. Al final del pasillo, vamos a mirar que también tenemos la oficina del subdirector, el señor Campiglia, que es el subdirector del 9º grado. As you pass the guidance office, you will see we are coming down towards the music wing. Van a pasar la oficina de la consejería y después tenemos aquí abajo el pasillo de música. This is the music hallway, and as you look down, we also have the technology hallway. Esto es el pasillo de música, y si miran directamente, tenemos el pasillo también de tecnología. After walking down the technology hallway, you would make a left, and straight ahead we have the cafeteria for our students. Directamente enfrente tenemos la cafetería para nuestros estudiantes. You must have an ID card to enter during a student's assigned lunch period. Deben tener una tarjeta de identificación para ingresar durante el periodo de almuerzo asignado a los estudiantes. As you walk out of the cafeteria, straight ahead, you will see that we have both the nurse and our wonderful health clinic to the right. The signs are on top. These two locations can be used for many things, including physicals. A student can get their working papers here, and medications or prescriptions can also be given here. If a student isn't feeling well, he or she can come down to either one. Al final del pasillo también tenemos la enfermera y nuestra maravillosa clínica de salud. Estos dos lugares se pueden usar para muchas cosas, tales como hacerse exámenes físicos, obtener sus documentos de trabajo, y también se pueden dar medicamentos o recetas. Si un estudiante no se siente bien, él o ella puede visitar cualquier de estas oficinas. Directly to the left of the health office, we have our large gym where we have our fitness classes. En el lado izquierdo tenemos el gimnasio grande, donde ofrecemos nuestras clases de educación física. After leaving the large gym, you would make a left, and straight ahead is the small gym, as well as the athletic office to the right. This is where students can obtain information about varsity and JV sports, as well as other sports in the school. Cuando salen del gimnasio grande, van a mirar que tenemos el gimnasio pequeño al lado izquierdo, y aquí al lado derecho tenemos la oficina atlética donde pueden buscar informaciones sobre los deportes de la escuela. This is the small gym where we also have our physical education classes. Esto es el gimnasio pequeño donde ofrecemos nuestras clases de educación física también. Muy bonito. As you leave the small gym and you make a left, you will see that we are going to enter the new wing. Our science hallway will be on the right, and if you walk straight ahead, you will see our foreign language hallway. Cuando salen del gimnasio pequeño, van a hacer una izquierda y van a mirar que aquí al lado derecho tenemos el pasillo de ciencias, y directamente enfrente tenemos el pasillo de idiomas extranjeros. As you walk down the main hallway, you will see that at the end, we also have an elevator for any students that need the extra support or any faculty members. También tenemos aquí un elevador para cualquier persona que necesita la ayuda. As you see, we are facing the hallway where our foreign language classes are. This is one of our courtyards, and as you can see, we have one of our teachers, Dr. Capalbo, taking care of our family of ducks here at Freeport High School. They are so cute. Este es uno de nuestros patios y como pueden ver, tenemos uno de nuestros maestros, el doctor Capalbo, cuidando nuestra familia de patos en la escuela secundaria de Freeport. ¡Ay, qué adorables que son! As you walk into Freeport High School and you walk straight ahead, you will make your first right where you will see the attendance office. There is a sign at the top right. Al entrar al edificio van a hacer una derecha y después van a mirar la oficina de asistencia. This is the attendance office, and in this office, a student can obtain an enrollment letter, hand in absent or late notes. A student can also be signed out of school here for a doctor's appointment, and we also have the lost and found here as well. Say hello, ladies. En esta oficina, un estudiante puede obtener una carta de inscripción, entregar notas de ausencias o tardanzas y también obtener permiso para salir de la escuela para una cita médica. Aquí también pueden encontrar los objetos perdidos y encontrados. As you walk into Freeport High School, you would make your first right by the set of doors and then make your first quick left up the stairs to the second floor. Cuando entran a Freeport High School van a hacer una derecha y después una izquierda y vamos a ir arriba al segundo piso. As you walk up the stairs, you will see our Library Media Center straight ahead. Cuando caminan arriba, van a mirar que tenemos nuestro centro de medios de la biblioteca. The library is a media center and students can print assignments, research papers, and obtain other materials or resources used for support in their classes. La biblioteca es un centro de medios y los estudiantes pueden imprimir tareas, trabajos de investigación y obtener otros materiales o recursos utilizados para apoyo en sus clases. As you walk out of the library and turn to your right, you will see our Chromebook Support Center. Cuando salen de la biblioteca, a la derecha van a mirar que tenemos el centro de apoyo para las computadoras. This is our beautiful Chromebook Support Center. Students can come here to repair their Chromebooks, replace their chargers if they are broken, pick up Chromebooks, or receive assistance with other operating issues. Esto es nuestro maravilloso centro de apoyo para las computadoras. Aquí los estudiantes pueden venir a reparar sus Chromebooks, reemplazar sus cargadores si están rotos, recoger Chromebooks o recibir asistencia con otros problemas operativos. As you leave the Chromebook Support Center, you will see that straight ahead we have our English hallway. Cuando salen del centro de apoyo, van a mirar directamente que tenemos el pasillo de inglés con todas las clases. As we continue walking down the hallway, you will see to the left we have our social studies classrooms as well as our art classrooms. Si miran caminando directamente aquí en el lado izquierdo tenemos el pasillo de historia y también el pasillo de arte. As you walk down this hallway, you will also see to the right, here we have Ms. Hayes' office. She is one of the assistant principals in the building. Esta es la oficina de la señora Hayes, una de las subdirectores del edificio. As we walk down the hallway, you will see that we have our math wing down here. Si miran aquí abajo, tenemos el pasillo de matemáticas también. Over here, we have an example of a classroom prepared for social distancing according to the CDC health guidelines. Aquí tienen un ejemplo de un salón de clase preparado para el distanciamiento social. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I am so excited to meet the new incoming class. Have a wonderful rest of your summer, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. Muchas gracias por acompañarme en esta gira. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado y estoy muy emocionada por esta nueva clase entrante. Espero que sigan teniendo un maravilloso verano y nos veremos pronto. Gracias. Pasen un buen día.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maya. Just a couple points of information. The video was set up prior to some of the changes that occurred. We, however, brought to, through social distancing and complying with mandates, there will be some changes as far as students eating in the cafeteria, limiting utilization of the gymnasiums, and spacing out the classrooms, staggering the hallways, as we discussed in our presentation. So any questions that you may have regarding the procedures for the guidelines and regulations in the school and how all that will come into play, you can contact myself or Mr. C, and we'll give you information to ensure your child's health and safety first and foremost while they're entering the building. So I just wanted to add that. Now, are there still open questions that we have, Ms. Pena, or?
Yes, maybe you can answer this one.
Yeah.
Do parents, students doing remote learning get a student ID? Yes, they do. And will we have to pick them up, or are they going to be mailed out?
We would, that second piece, Mr. C and I can work out due to that individual's comfort level. We have a quick window drop-off pickup that they can utilize. And if that's not, if that's a concern, then we can find alternative means with a mailing to get those IDs home.
Okay, so that one was done. When is the latest you can change classes? Who do I need to talk to change it?
I assume their schedule. Well, we're going to, Mr. C and myself are going to try to limit class changes, due to the cohorts and how things are being spaced. But we're gonna, you can contact us directly regarding any concerns with that. But we're going to try to limit as much scheduling changes as possible to ensure the safety and welfare of our students and staff.
I think this is for Josh. The dual enrollment course fee, is that yearly or a one-time fee?
So it depends on the course that they're taking. There are some courses that are year courses, and that would be $75 for the year. There are some courses like elective courses that are half year, so that would be $75 per half if they take it. So each course is $75. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Mr. Mill, when will I receive, schedules, when will they receive schedules?
We are currently working on the schedules right now. Hopefully they'll be done shortly. They can contact Mr. C or my office and for further information regarding student schedules.
Can parents or remote students reassess their choice and perhaps allow the student to come in person later in the fall or in the new year?
Yes, there is a 10-week period where students can change their mind based upon circumstances. We take, those are case-by-case issue prior to the start of school. Those those students and those concerns will go directly to Mr. C, and him and I will work collaboratively to accommodate student requests.
Okay. What time can remote learners go get their grab-and-go lunches? Can you please, Mr. Mill, let them know the 2 locations and the times, please?
Oh, so what we're doing, can you just, you got that as far as the locations?
So the locations, if I'm not mistaken, New Visions and Atkinson.
Correct.
Times, Glory, is it 9:30 or did it change to 10? Do we know that?
I believe it's still 9:30.
Perfect.
If there's other changes, we'll send that out as well.
What is the daily bell schedule? That was part of the presentation, I believe, right?
Say that
Will the
again?
presentation be posted?
Yes, we can post the presentation. In the mailing, you'll have the bell schedule. That went out today. So in the next 2 days, you'll be receiving the mailing with the letter with the bell schedule on it. So you'll have that. But the start time is 7:30, and the end time is 2:10. So, but the bell schedule will be provided to you in the mail.
When will remote learners receive information on how to join their Google Classrooms?
We're working with the teachers next week to set up their Google Classrooms for the first 3 days prior to when the students log on. And then those classroom teachers will be sending out information to their students about the login times for Friday, September 4th.
Okay, this is a twofold question. Are there different teachers for the remote learners? And will the students at home be disadvantaged?
No, we're trying to, provide education as a simulcast where the experience at home and in school will be the same, and that students will be able to communicate with their teachers in real time, whether they're at home or in the classroom. So we're designing this model to enhance the model from the previous year and move forward to make the model the best that we can moving forward.
Currently, the parent portal is inaccessible. There is only a link to sign up. Will the portal be up and available next week?
It should be up today. There was an error yesterday. I'm sorry, Mr. Mill. We had an error with Syntax, who manages the website. It was accidentally taken down, but it should be accessible today again. I think the link is back up as we speak.
Thank you, Gloria.
Is it possible to change your group? Because I guess the student is asking because the parents might want to change their group or their team cohort.
Right now, we're not changing the days for scheduling purposes and try to keep everything in line with siblings. So schedules for at the moment are going to stay, and the days are going to stay as is.
If a kid were to catch COVID on campus, what would the school do?
What we would do is we follow all the CDC guidelines and the Department of Health and their regulations for reporting and the protocols and procedures after a report is made. And we take the guidance from those professionals and provide information to the parents in a timely fashion on exactly what the areas and the parameters would be for that particular situation if it was to arise.
Is there going to be regions for everyone this year?
That's still a work in progress. Conversations from the Board of Regents are in progress, but you have to stay tuned because things change very quickly. So I would plan to take regencies, and then if not, we would move accordingly. So, but we have to stay tuned and just listen to, what the state is telling us and how we should navigate through this as the school year starts. My goal is to start the year safely and follow all the practices and procedures for social distancing, wearing a mask, washing your hands, sanitizations, cleaning, and and hopefully we can return to normal.
Thank you. Will the remote students ever be able to meet their fellow classmates? Is there any interaction time?
We unfortunately are trying to limit interaction, to comply with social distancing and regulations for occupancy with the schools to keep everyone safe. I understand that it's sad that you're not going to see your fellow classmates on a regular basis, unless it's virtual or on, or in other avenues. But at this time, if you're remote, you'll be staying remote unless you choose the hybrid models, and that's the only way that we can do it without risking anyone's health and safety.
How will gym classes be done online? Oh, yes. How will gym classes be done online? I'm assuming this is for a remote learner.
Our gym classes will be posted on Google Classroom. There'll be assignments and activities that you can do in isolation, videos taken and then reposted on completion of those assignments, whether it's a physical activity, a written activity. So there's many things that you can do utilizing the media platforms. So your gym teachers will have you complete tasks and send that information back to them when it's due. So you'll be able to follow the curriculum with phys ed, whether you're in school or at home.
What about students with special services? How does that apply to remote learning?
We're going to accommodate all students and whatever their services are, whether it's an IEP or ENL or other services with the 504. So anything that would happen in school, we would accommodate those students at home in collaboration with support staff and your grade level assistant principal and potentially your guidance counselor, social worker, or psychologist to ensure that all your support systems are in place.
Thank you.
We got this one, ninth graders getting new Chromebooks.
Not yet.
Okay.
Are ninth graders getting new Chromebooks?
Right now, the Chromebooks from that they currently have at Dodd, they'll carry with them. We will see on a case-by-case issue if Chromebooks would be distributed to the students at this time.
Mr. C, did you want to add something?
Mr. Mel had it right on point. I did contact Dr. Murray. Yes, students are to continue using their Chromebooks that were issued by Dodd. The only time they would need a new Chromebook is if there's some type of issue where they could exchange it. If they have the issue now, they can bring it to the high school for an exchange this week between today and tomorrow, between 10 and 12. They can do that. Otherwise, if there's an issue after the start of school, they can bring it to the Chromebook Support Center where they can have that issue addressed.
Thank you. One question says, with the bell schedule, does breakfast time also include remote students? Yes, you would follow your bell schedule and you could take your breaks as necessary, whether you're in school and at home. Another question, how will tests and exams work? That's going to be with the discretion of your classroom teacher. They have that information, whether it's assignments that are posted and need to be completed, whether it's in school or at home. So there isn't a uniform process. We usually leave it up to our classroom teachers for the syllabus and how exams are administered in the classroom and on Google Classroom. I guess another question, will there be anyone to help us get around in our classes? Yes, absolutely. We will be there in large forces to assist you. It's a very large building. I know the virtual tour was nice, but it's not the same thing as walking around. But yes, we will help you, we'll support you, and we'll make sure you get to class on time and with the shortest routes possible.
I believe this is the last question. How many students are going to be in each classroom?
The classrooms vary based upon the square footage. So if a classroom has occupancy of 30, we cut it down to 15. If a classroom had an occupancy of 28, we had 14, and so on and so forth. So Ms. Pena and myself went, and some of the other team members, to every classroom, have 109 rooms, and made sure that we followed those guidelines to ensure the desks that are there, that are properly socially distant, and that it can be safe for everyone to learn and be fully functional.
So as the students arrive in the building and they start coming in, they'll see that there's arrows throughout the hallways to guide them through the building. Every hallway is set to go in one direction. So this is to help with social distancing. There are also, the 6 feet apart signs on the floor as well. In the classrooms, the desks are set so they have been measured to be 6 feet apart. Every desk has a dot on the floor where it's supposed to be located. Therefore, if at some point that desk is moved, we make sure that it goes back to its location to, again, make sure that everyone keeps that social distancing.
Thank you. Another question, how do you know if you got into remote learning? Well, it's by request. So if you didn't request it, then you're going to be in for the hybrid model. So that's usually, we sent out a form that was due on the beginning of August. But if there's any concerns with remote learning or the hybrid model, please contact Mr. C immediately.
Also, I want to mention with that, I know we had a few other questions related to the remote learning. If you've made a request, we've added you to our remote learning list. You're on the list already. But if you want to confirm, you can always call here at the school. You can reach Mr. C or any of us, and we can check and make sure that your child is on that list.
One question, can remote students visit the school sometimes, like to check it out, the media center, etc.? As much as we would love to see everyone, I think we have to limit who's coming into the building, when they're coming in, after school hours especially. So during school hours, you're supposed to be home and logged on to your Google Classroom. And after school hours, you do your homework. So we're going to try to limit access into the building for everyone. We want to run functionally from 7:30 to 2:15, and as things get better and we move towards a safer environment, then we'll take a look at expanding occupancy and extracurricular activities and sports and all that stuff. So right now we're going to focus on September 4th, which is our first day for remote, and then that Tuesday after Labor Day, which would be our first day back to school. As a principal, I want to get through the first week and reevaluate and plan and keep moving in the right direction. Can remote students visit? Oh, wait, we did that one already. How come the desks don't have plastic for better and safer environment? When we did the video, it was prior to us receiving any guards for the classrooms. So that we have for students, for their safety and well-being, and also for our staff as well. So we have all the necessary supports to ensure your safety when you're in the building.
Can remote students visit the school sometimes and look to check the media center, library, Chromebook center, so forth?
That one we just answered, so we're going to limit access moving forward. So just want to thank everyone for their time, especially the panel, and also all of you out there who logged on. If you think of a question after this, just send myself and Mr. C an email, we'll get back to you. So you can have that information for you. So I just want to thank everyone. Look forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. And be well. Have a great rest of the summer. And see you soon. Take care, everyone.